like I have a lot of stuff that I need to do, but I specifically need to get rid of. So like before I leave that, we're gonna be cleaning in here. This is the kitchen, but we gotta be cleaning here, and then I'll be doing meal prep. I'm making something to eat because I'm hungry as fuck. I just got off of work not that long ago. Um, I'm gonna do. We're gonna be cooking in here, right? And I also got this, so you know, we gonna get into it. But you know, how all of that happens, we just gonna be talking. I don't like how the light. Hold on, hold on. Bam. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. You know, can't complain. I'm just living, to be honest. But you weren't here earlier. But I first started, I said we're gonna be cleaning in the kitchen, and then I'm gonna be doing a meal, and then afterwards is a tarot reading. You know, but you know, just a little talking. You know, some. But my day at work has been. It's been a little weird. It was a little weird. I wasn't even supposed to go to work today, but since I had the money to get an Uber, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go, you know. And um, it was a little slow, but it wasn't like how the earlier days was because it was like for some reason it was super busy during the times I was scheduled, but today has been pretty chill and relaxed. It hasn't been that bad. And apparently, because sometimes what happens is when we do change out the water bottles and stuff, some of them don't have the stoppers to it. So it will leak into the enclosure. Now, I didn't know this when I had done it the other day. Um, but then when I get into work, my coworker, she's like, the chinchilla habitat was like it wasn't kind of, it was half wet because the water thing, it didn't stop. It wasn't like the one that had the stopper in it. And one of the thing is, sometimes it'll literally fall out. So, you know, we have to find them and then put them back in. But you know what? It just be like that sometimes. It can always be put back in and it will work. And the other day, oh my gosh, the other day I had made some chicken and it was so good. I don't know what seasoning I'm putting on it. I honestly just be putting, I be putting random seasonings on it, but it's mostly be pepper. Um, got all types of peppers. I love crushed red pepper though. That absolutely is my favorite. Have some Creole seasoning. I need to get some more oregano, honestly. But this steak. But this is what I'm be putting in some noodles I had got from Five Below. Ooh. And Five Below has some good stuff in there. They had a cherry purse and cherry um it had a cherry purse, like a little bag. And it also had cherry what's it called? Socks. So right now, like I have these butterfly socks on, but I really wanted to get the cherry ones. I'm not even gonna cap. I wanted to get the cherry ones because I have the cherry dress on. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get them next time. We'll have the whole setup. I swear, have the whole setup. That's why I fuck with Five Below. And actually, I felt like, because if you don't know, we also sing. So we had made an album. And it's like, I guess, a debut album, but it wasn't our. I loved it, but it was also like, some of it could have been done better. But given the fact that it was our first time making it, we weren't really putting that much emphasis on everything that was going on. We're just like a little bit tidbit of like, we're growing up, we're making changes and all of that, and that's what life is. It's always a change, and it's very unfortunate to think that when we were younger, we were very inflexible, but given the fact we weren't even aware that we were a system and that it was just a lot of other issues that were going on with life, it wasn't given. Life wasn't given. We weren't given to life either, because, I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes when you feel like that you're alone in the world, it'll be like when you feel like you're alone in the world, sometimes those thoughts, it's not even good thoughts. It's those negative thoughts that'll creep up on you and be like, ooh, something is very wrong. Maybe with ourselves, maybe with other people, it's something that's just wrong. And those thoughts can actually lead to a lot of, sewer slide, but it's ideation at that. But I kind of am in this stage of where I'm phasing out the ideation, but it's like sometimes I felt like maybe the world was just better off without me. And this isn't just a me thing, it's a lot of people that feel like that. And I just think that, like, despite everything that you go through, you are put on here for a reason. Whatever reason that is up to you to discover. It's about finding your passions, finding this solace in yourself, and finding the way that you want to go to. And that's always been hard, especially when, also, because I want to get this, it's a boy. This is a shirt. And I thought it was like, I didn't know that it was like kind of doing like, the baby reveal thing. Because I was looking at it, I was like, because it had like little, let me show you. It had little buttons on here, like, how the baby outfits be. But I was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's why it says it's a boy. But I was like, I thought it was just like, a little trans pride thing. But, it still got the colors and everything. So I ain't even going to play with it. But you know what? I was talking to my friend earlier, my coworker. The same coworker I was talking about. She, actually, I sent her a picture of it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have a second, I'm gonna have a second gender reveal. Because the first one obviously wasn't right. But, just the me thing. I've also, and this is like this is weird. But I've been baptized twice. First time, I didn't even know that I was baptized. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I was literally a kid. But this isn't a church that I was raised in. But I've been baptized twice. And the second time, I just wanted to go inside. I just wanted to go inside the big tub that was always at the center of the church. That was why I wanted it. And it was warm as fuck. I'm gonna tell you, it was warm. Like, I don't know. It felt like just a little nice dip in the hot tub or something. Like a little nice dip in the hot tub. But you know what? Thinking about it, I don't know why. Because somebody did tell me that I was baptized already. But I was like, okay, why can't I do it again? Is there a rule against it? Like, the fuck? It's literally a tub. And that tub is filled with tap water. How the fuck is that holy? Is it holy because it's inside a church? I don't know. I just wanted to get into the tub. I just wanted to see what it was like. It was a big ass tub. Like, isn't that any kid's dream? It was my dream, but it was my dream. I wanted to do that, you know. Why the fuck not? But there's not a lot of experiences that I really. There's a lot of things that happen in church, but it wasn't traumatizing. The only thing. Well, I'm not saying that all wasn't traumatizing. It was some weird shit that because my granny, she was strict. She's my great granny at that, but she was a very strict person, but it wasn't like strict to the point of where she was restricting everybody from doing stuff. She was just like, you need to act right, but she also gave us weapons, and whenever we got in trouble at church, she'll tell us to go behind the church and find a switch. Man, that shit is not funny, but tell us to go find a switch, and then it wouldn't even be like that hurting us that hard, but it was like that shit hurt. Like you getting hit with a fucking branch. And if you think about it, all the stuff that they were learning was from the older generations in slavery and Jim Crow and all of that. That was learned from slave masters on enslaved people. That was learned. So, and honestly for me, because I'm not even gonna lie, some of them traits had passed on to me because it wasn't my first time. Prince is the first companion I had. I've had him since I was 16. I think I was 16 turning 17, or I was 15 turning 16. One of them, anyway. But a lot of the traits that I was taught about having to raise a dog just didn't sit right with me. But I never went against it because I was like, the adult is always right. Adults are not always right. I say this as myself. I'm not always right. Like, I'm still a person. I still make mistakes. That's just a part of fucking life. And, it just didn't make sense why you would put a dog's face in pee and then whoop them and say, this is what you're not supposed to do. They're just gonna get mad. They're not gonna learn shit. They just gonna do it again. Like, the fuck? But I never did that. But when I did have dogs and I wasn't the one disciplining them, it was those people that were doing it, the adults that I was around. And that just never sat right with me. And like I said, Prince is my first companion going into, well, he wasn't my very first, but he was like the first one where I was like, you know what? I need to treat him right, how I want to be treated. But when he was, excuse me, but when he was, because he was like a couple months when I had him, but he was potty trained. So when he would use it in the house, because I was also working at the time, but for some reason he had a vendetta against my brother. I don't know what, actually I know why. He used to mess with him a lot. But not in the mess like, be mad at him. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But he wasn't like doing like, some heinous shit. He was just messing with him, like, just basically teasing. Like how me and my brother was young, we used to tease each other. But for some reason he would always poop in the closet or pee on my brother's bed. He never peed on mine, but he would poop and pee on my brother's bed and then poop in the closet. And since we were both working at the time, when it was we were working at the time, it wasn't a lot of time to actually. Oh, thank you for subscribing. What are you doing, Charlie? I think she's trying to come over here. But yeah, we were working at the time, so it was taken out, but he was taken out. but it wasn't a lot of interactions, and I think he got that from me because I'm introverted. He's not really a people person at all, but I think that happens with a lot of Chihuahuas. I think that's like a lot of Chihuahuas that are just genuinely not really people interested in people, and that's how I've always been. Not that I always. What am I cooking? Okay, you can my gloves come off? I'm not cooking yet, but I have some steak, so I'm gonna use it in some noodles I had got from Five Below because I just want something that's noodle, and I also was gonna cook that, but then I was like, damn, I really did just buy a pack of noodles, but I can just use it together. It's no big deal. I can just mix it. I love making, just mixing food. I love that. I love that so much. I love just cooking. I mean, I never enjoy cooking because I'm just like really starting to learn how to actually cook. But you know, my mom wasn't always cooking, and really, it was always fast food. She cooked sometimes, but it wasn't always like cooking like how my dad would. And my dad, he a fire cook. I ain't gonna cap to you. He is fire at cooking. I can't get on that level, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Cause he got a lot of recipes and stuff. My grandma too, his mom, cook her ass off. Oh me. But I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there. I'm learning. I'm just learning stuff. I've never, cause I promise you, I don't know what the fuck I was doing as a kid, but I was trying to make a pack of noodles, right? But I didn't know it was supposed to have water in it. For some reason, my kid brain was like, it's not supposed to have water. It just comes out like what is shit. But I ended up almost burning out the fucking house. I put it in the microwave and my brother called it, my oldest brother. He was like, what the fuck is you doing? I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be like that. But he was like, no, you're supposed to put water in it. Like, I wasn't a slow child, but I was definitely, I was definitely missing a few of them. Most definitely. Oh man. Yeah. And sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes you'll do good in the kitchen, and sometimes it's just not so good. Because I also, when I first did try to start cooking, I tried to do a stew. It's not good. It was not good. It was fucking disgusting. And I don't know why, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself. I need to eat all of this. Where that comes in is my fear of not completing a plate. And I'm a eater. I'm a eat. But for some reason, I don't know why that specific trait is ingrained in me, but my niece, she was like, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. She wasn't there at the time, but who is Eric? I'm assuming that somebody named Eric in here, but okay. But what was I saying? Yeah, my niece. She told me one of these times when we was in the kitchen doing something, but she said if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. And then it dawned on me, why the fuck was I trying so hard to finish food on a plate that I didn't even want? Beyond me, I still don't know why. But it's somewhere in there. But then I was just like, if I don't want to eat something, I don't have to eat it. If I don't want to drink something, I don't have to. One of the reasons is I have a hard time saying no. And it's not even just saying no to other people, it's saying no to myself. And this is a common trait on people who have literally had their rights taken away to their autonomy, to their own safety, and everything like that, which is, yes, that has happened to me. But growing into my adult stage, it's like sometimes I get why you said why I was told no, but other times it's like you really just didn't fuck with me, and you really just did some dumb shit to me. And I'm gonna say dumb shit because if it's dumb shit, it's dumb shit. But you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. I can't really get that mad about it. Cause it's over. I'm not there anymore. Neither. Fuck them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want no old ass man to run into office, especially when they're so fucking incompetent that they're hurting other people, causing a whole fucking genocide for no fucking reason. You're perpetuating violence. You're perpetuating war. You're starting another war for no fucking reason. Why are you hurting other people? And why is this old ass man in fucking office right now? Make that shit make sense. But you know, I was young, so I was like, what? I'm 20 now. But I was literally 17 when that whole election thing started. I was 17. And I was I was 18, but I didn't have my registration vote. I had my voter's registration. So yeah. Honestly, I was 17, 18 that year. But I didn't have my voter's registration, so it was just like, couldn't do nothing about that. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm sorry. You can vote for him, but I'm not. You know, I don't want him in office either. Like, to be honest, I don't think it should be a choice between two old ass white men. Like, not me, honey. I'm not into that. So I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. And even then, they said Michelle Obama was gonna start running for office or replacing Biden. I'm not too sure about her either. Simply because even though I love Barack, it's just something not right. I feel like if she ends up becoming president, and by which I'm all for a black woman being president, but I just feel like he'd probably be too much in her ear and there'll be a little bias. But that's just my feeling. She'll like, mom, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hillary, fuck her. The fuck? Why are we having to decide between old people who barely even, like, I'm just saying, why the fuck are we deciding between old ass people? Y'all had your chance. Can you let somebody else run up? And at that, it's always old white people. Not always, but most of the fucking time, old white people. I'm just not rocking with it. Like, after, how long has presidency been going? Since after, what is the independence? 1776? It's the 4th of July, but, since that entire time, of all the segregation, of all the humiliation that POC have been going through, people of color, like, something got to give. Because even though racism and segregation, Jim Crow laws, even though they aren't inherently still active, not Kanye. I'm dead as fuck. I don't know much about Kanye to give an opinion, to be honest. I listen to some of his music, but mostly it's just be featured with other artists. But even then, most of the music that I be listening to is like, I like Doja. Doja would make a hell of a president. But But I like Doja Cat. Um, and there's recently this guy, this French guy, Joe. I can't remember his last name, but he made Ines tu existe pas. And Taylor Swift? What the fuck? You know, given the amount of Swifties, I would say she would definitely be winning. I mean, given the amount, I'm just saying, they'll be like posting her stuff every fucking day. Literally. But on the real though, I haven't really thought much about with the whole candidacy because it's just like I feel like it'll be a fucking lose-lose situation regardless because the people are not exactly getting what they need. There is just the government full of old people who are power hungry, who are just literally benefiting off. But it's just old people that are benefiting off poor people. And it's not even just necessarily a black and white thing. It's just rich people benefiting off poor people. I still live paycheck to paycheck. Like, bitch, I'm out here struggling. I'm struggling, but it's okay because I still got my peace of mind. I'm not gonna let that shit bother me. What was that song I was listening to earlier? Ooh, it was Tomorrow. It was featuring Cardi B. I forgot who it was by though, because I didn't look. I was just listening. I was like, okay, period. She said, I don't give a fuck about my credit score. I could be rich tomorrow. Bitch! I just want to make a livable wage. That's all it is. Why is that so fucking hard to ask for, to have a livable wage? And I guess, because see, I don't know much about the Ukraine war, but I know that it's a war between them and Russia. But with Israel, immigration, fuck, what Texas doing? I don't know what the fuck they doing. Talking about a goddamn border. Why the fuck? First of all, isn't Mexico part of the United States now? Why the fuck is there a border being put up? Why is there a border being put up? That don't make no sense to me. And they've been a part of it. Am I thinking that right? Probably. But anyway, it's just like, even then, Trump talking about build a wall. Like, bitch, what do you mean build a wall? The fuck? Like, I don't know. That whole shit right there is just mind blowing. They could really just. There's a lot on my fucking mind with that shit. That's a whole fucking plate and some mo to digest. That really is. And honestly, I'm not very good at news. I'm not. I find it boring. But, you know. Hi. Oh, not that many left. You got this pan right here and then another pan. It was chicken that I cooked like some time ago, but I forgot about the pans being in the oven. And I was like, you know what? Because my brother, he had took them out, and I was like, oh, fuck. I forgot about y'all. I ain't gonna cap to it. I forgot about that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Got all about them. And then there's some more chicken that's inside the refrigerator. Well, this one might have to sit a while. I ain't gonna care. I'm gonna let it sit a little bit. But like I said, I'm gonna do a little thing. No, thank you. You know, you'll probably see it in probably the next coming weeks. But, you know, I'm not gonna give a tour. I only got 2 places that I show, and that's the living room and here. But, you know, in the next coming weeks, you'll see it. For sure, the kitchen anyway. I genuinely, this is are my least favorite. My least favorite thing to do. Only because even though I wear gloves, my hands still get wet. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Clumsy me. My French, it's been going well. My Spanish, not so much. But I've been doing the quizzes and stuff. I'm not gonna say that. Thank you though. My French and my Spanish not been that great, but it's improving, and that's the bright side to it. I've been listening to the song by Poem, uh, Poem, Poem. One of those, Poem. I'm not sure. But what was it called? Grandio. So that song, so I looked this up. So Poem, she's a lesbian, and that song was about the want to have a child, but not really having the access to it because um, she was a lesbian. And I swear I felt that song on so many levels. But in my case, it wasn't that I was a lesbian. I was a fruitcake. I'm a fruitcake, but you know, I'm a whole fruitcake. But it's a boy. And I'm just not I'm not very open to mingling with other people in that way. So it's like I don't even want to get inseminated. No. You stay safe, DH. I'll see you. Thank you for coming. But I just don't think I just don't I don't find the idea of having to go through birth my type of thing. Maybe adoption, maybe having a surrogacy, but it's just not my cup of tea right now. And given how the economy is and how I already have nephews and nieces, I'm not too much in a rush for a kid. And I think that, because also a lot of things that happen within the black community is somebody will get trapped because of a baby and they'll have no way out of whatever situationship they got going on. And I've seen that so many times. It's just like, I'm good off that shit. I'm good off that. I don't want that. And if I'm gonna settle down with the person, I gotta know that it's for the long run. And even if it doesn't work out, I need to know that this person will respect me and the child, not just, disrespecting just to be disrespectful. I want you to stay in a child's life and be a role in this child's life. But I already have 5 pets, so I'm good off that. I'm good off that. Just right now, I'm good off that. And it's been, I think I also had this fear of children, which is like, I'm not sure. I know where that fear came from. It's not that I'm not sure. I know where it came from. And that's because I feel like that I need to work on my trust and on. I just need to work on having a trust that where my child will be won't be an unsafe place. Because I've been in many unsafe places as a child. And maybe it was partially due to my parents' negligence, but also because the people that were around were not the safest people to be around. They were just evil spirited, just horrible people. And I'm gonna still say this because I don't even know where they ended up or how they changed. But I know that you know, some of the people that I've been around who have caused issues within my life, they've changed, they've grown. And I'm not gonna knock nobody for changing and growing. But as long as I live, I'm not gonna necessarily allow myself to be in places and spaces where I don't feel the most comfortable at. And I say that because, like I said, I've been feeling unsafe as a person since I was a child. And that safety net that I wanted, that I needed, was just not there. And this isn't to say with everything, but it was just the main stuff that caused the most issues within not only my relationship with myself, but with other people. Um, and I think a lot of that has been healed because, like I said earlier about Prince, I used to give him whoopings. Not bad whooping, but just like a little on the butt. And I realized that sometime, what was this? This was like 2 years ago. But I realized sometime during that the way I was acting just like how my parents treated me when I was growing up. I was acting just like the adults that were treating me when I was growing up. And for me to do that to my own companion, it was just like, bitch, something the fuck is wrong with you. Something is very wrong with you. Something was very wrong with me. Very. And, I'm working on it. Um, and this also has to do with my um, issues with addiction. And addiction has not been that easy to deal with. Um, it's always a struggle with that. I'm not going to specify what, but just know it was an addiction that I am still fighting till this day. But it wasn't anything bad, but it was detrimental. Not only to me, but to the people that I was around. But you know, it wasn't like horrendous or anything. You know, but a lot of that had to do with the stuff that was going on in childhood, which is like, I still don't want to get into that. You'll figure it out later on, but I'm not getting into that because I'm still not over it. I still haven't even processed it. I'm still working through it. So it's just a matter of that safety and comprehension about those things that were going on. Like, and in order for you to feel safe within yourself, you have to realize that wherever you go, you have to make sure that you will always have you. Even if you're at the lowest point of your life, you'll always have you. And that number one supporter is always going to be you. You are your first supporter. Maybe this is not true for most people, but for me, I was my first supporter because I was the one who knew what was going on with me first and foremost before anybody else did. And this even has to do with my issues regarding. Hold on. Ah, this. What does it say on my shirt? It's a boy. I'm a boy. Thank you. But if you want to get real technical about it, um, if you want to get technical, honestly, I prefer neither. But you know, I like this shirt because it's like, yeah, it's a boy, and it's pink and blue. It's the trans flag. I love that. So, and it's also I got it on Temu, and the thing was who's the brand? In Crewman, man, they got some good shit. Like I'm gonna be shopping with y'all. They also got a website, so maybe this is like the knockoff, but I fuck with it anyway. I ain't gonna cap to you. I fuck with it anyway. I fuck with it. What I'm gonna say that because it's a knockoff, I'm not fucking with it. You know, I don't give a fuck. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Same way I feel about people. If I rock with you, I rock with you. If I don't, I don't. It is what it is. Let me see what we cooking with. And this is a noodle. It was spicy. So, yeah, a noodle bowl soup. I don't know. Yes, I know. Sizzling, sizzling, sizzling. Yes, I am trans. Thank you for asking. So, no, I'm not. So I'm gonna be using lemon pepper, garlic sauce, crushed red pepper, oregano. I kind of do want the black pepper though. I kind of do. I'm gonna just do a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, a little subtle thing, you know. And I'm gonna be cooking. There you go, Prince barking. Okay. But I'm be cutting it. I actually gotta put the rest back in. But actually, that'll be it. Ooh, and these are some good pieces. What the fuck? Some good pieces. I'm trying to see because I'm gonna be having noodles. I'm gonna do the small one too. Hi, how you doing? How you been? That's what they going like. And you know, oh God, I'm coughing. Let me turn it down. Now I'm coughing my goddamn lungs out. But I always thought that well, it's funny that you bring up am I trans? Yes, I am, but I've always thought there was only one way to be a trans individual when really, no, it's not. For you to be a trans individual, you just have to be like, hey, something's not right here. I'm not being seen or perceived as how I want to be. And Oh, I don't know their username. But there's this artist who had made the uh Kakoyin and Jotaro, um and Kakoyin was feminine presenting, and you know how it's always a joke because Kakoyin has a tiny waist and shit. But they made him feminine presenting, and then um, essentially they stopped doing them as JoJo characters and just made them their own characters. And people were still complaining because the character that is now turned Kakuyen and Jotaro is Kate and Alex. So Kate Kakuyen, previously, um, is a feminine presenting trans person. So they don't exactly identify as being this girly girl, but they're still, they still use pronouns that are for both boys and girls. So they're just like this person that just embodies their femininity, but still is a masculine individual. So they don't necessarily identify with a man or a woman, but they still are themselves. Um, and that's what I love. I sure said I wasn't gonna use a lot of black pepper. What the fuck? Just added a black pepper on all this shit. Oh, you know what? It's okay. It is what it is. But anyway, um, I actually love that because growing up, there wasn't a lot of representation of feminine trans men. Maybe there was, but I wasn't looking that deep into it because I was seeing this narrative that, oh, cis people aren't going to take us seriously if we dress like this and say that we're this. Babe, you know what you're saying, right? They're not taking um, feminine men seriously to say that they're men. It's the same rhetoric that cis people have used on gay men who are feminine. We're still feminine. We're still men. It doesn't matter how you look, how you dress, because even then, straight dudes do drag too. Mostly it's gay men, but who the fuck cares? Dress how you want. Do what you want. Be unique. That's the whole point of fucking living. That is literally the whole point of living. You're supposed to be a unique individual. You're not supposed to sit in one fucking box. You know what I mean? Be unique. Be yourself. Enjoy doing that. Like, seriously. But anyway, I was always trying to be like this. Oh, I'm so macho. I'm so masculine as a trans person. And looking back, babe, I understand why. I understand why. Because it was a protective cover. It was a coping mechanism. And even then, I'm still in a space to where I'm like, I'm not very comfortable being perceived as, a woman, especially seeing as how my pronouns are they, he, and it. But, you know, it really is what it is. It really is what it is. Like, I can't get so mad that I'm just like, I can't get that mad at it. You know what? Check this out. Check it out. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Check that out. I'm so indecisive, but it's a process. I'll be getting there. I'll be getting there. It just take a little minute. But people just will literally put a narrative on you just because they want you to fit into the boxes that they were conditioned into. This is something that my dad said to me actually when I was telling him that I felt uncomfortable with how he was, referring to me as a woman, but still as my, I guess how he perceived me to be as a child versus who I am now. It's like at the end of the day, it really is what the fuck it is. I can't change how he'll think. I can't change how he sees me. So you know what? Because he's used to He's used to the idea. Sorry, I felt like I had a sneeze. But he's used to the idea of me being um, in the closet. And, you know, when I started coming out of the closet, man, so many people were being downright fucking devious and dirty. Like, oh, but you still dress feminine. You're still doing this. Bitch, did I have a choice? I was a child. I didn't have no fucking money to get clothes for me. The fuck? Like, be so fucking for real. And even then, when I wanted to do something different, when I wanted to dress differently, it was always a no. How the fuck am I gonna do that if I was not given the proper treatment that I needed at the time? And to be fair, they were raised in a different generation. They didn't know. They don't know. But it's like, if I've been explaining this much to you, bitch, the fuck? That has more to do with you than it ever had to do with me. That has so much more to do with you than it ever had to do with me. Because ain't no way that you gonna sit there and say, oh, but, you know, you still doing this. And, yes, and I'm gonna still be feminine. I'm gonna still be trans. I can dress androgynous. I can dress however the fuck I want. I can dress masculine. And I'm gonna still embody those fucking energies because that's who the fuck I am. I'm not tying myself down to one thing because why would I even do that? Why would I even do that? That's so boring. It's not, I'm sorry, that's not boring. If you like it, you do it. But it's boring to me because I'm not that type of person. I like dressing how I want to dress. I like being a little fruity. I'm just a little fruit of tank. I'm gonna be real. There's always been a little sugar there. Yeah. But that's just how I feel. You know, not everyone gonna feel that way. And that's okay. You don't have to. As long as you're respecting me, baby, I'll respect you. But, you know, respect goes both ways. If I'm not rocking, I'm not rocking. And there's always been that thing because even though I dress how I want to dress, it's always been an issue simply because it's always been an issue. Literally, it's always been a fucking issue. Simply because excuse me, sorry, I had to get that out. Simply because when you choose to do something that's against the grain, it's not welcomed. It's not always welcome. In my case, it was not welcomed at all. And I've been raised around such rhetorics where it was like, you know, we don't like sissies, we don't like faggots, we don't like trannies, we don't like any of that shit. Literally, man, the way that so many people were caught up in this idea that because of this, that you're gonna end up like that way. Gay people have been so much happier living as themselves than what you're trying to tell them how to live. They're much happier with themselves than living how you want them to live. And the only reason that I feel like they wouldn't be happy is because you're doing shit to them to make them unhappy. But it also has to do with their own being and how they're perceiving the world and their own compass within. So I'm not gonna say that everybody is like that, you know? It really just be the person. But when they've been conditioned for so long to hate themselves, it's no wonder why they'd go to the other side and be like, oh, you can't do this because... Like, yes, babe, I can. I did. And even then, when I was... Please go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep yet. I just got off of work. I'm hungry as fuck. I haven't eaten. Like, I'm fucking starving. That's why I'm cooking right now. I'm starving. I'm starving like Marvin. Like, yeah, I'm hungry as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just need something to eat. But, because I just got over work, so, you know, nigga gotta eat. And I ain't even getting nothing through my break because I was too busy shopping around and stuff. Like, I did get, that's why I got the noodles. I was like, okay, I'll be back. It wouldn't take that long to, you know, get back, you know, to get in the food and stuff. And then after doing my little shopping, I'll be back. I was already close to break ending. And, you know, I be about my money. I be about having money for food. Cause I fucking love food. I love food. Don't get me wrong. I love me some fucking food. It's the best thing I ever had. I love food. I always love it. But you know, it's just those mentalities that got me. Because I used to always be like, you know, even before I went over to this side of where I'm just like, oh, you can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. It was because my mentality of how I was being treated. And that's not good for anyone. Like, nobody should be doing that. That is literally, that's literally the worst thing to feel. And you know what? It's just like, I used to be so into being like, oh, I support bi-gender people, I support, you know, gender fluid people and stuff like that when I was younger, like before I even knew what the fuck transgender was or exactly the whole fucking label was. But since I had switched over from this site that I used to be at all the time to Instagram and seeing all this fucking drama and shit, it was mostly white people doing it too. So I was just getting into a crowd where I should just not have been in. And the people who were mainly speaking on that shit, Calvin Garra and Blair White, like I used to be so fucking devoted. I'd be like, even that girl who was speaking up on men's rights and stuff, which is like, by all means, girl, do what you gotta do. You speaking up for people who deserve it. But it was also like, you're still forgetting the point that, and this even goes to feminists who are just speaking about one point of view of just like women, women, women. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to realize feminism includes women and men. Women, men, trans people, anyone. It includes everyone. It's not just a one thing. Maybe it started off with just women, but we're in a new age. Everybody has issues that goes deeper than just men and women. Because if you look at it, how men were expected to be and how women were expected to be, those are two extremes of how we say, oh, we're embodying masculinity, we're embodying femininity. Yes, you are embodying it, but you're pushing yourself into a corner by not realizing that you need to experience both. And this is one of the issues I had, because I literally felt like I had to be either or. This is where the they comes in. Because even though they are a boy, they're not a girl, but they are something beyond that. You know what I mean? Like, its body is a female's body, but he don't give a fuck because he's still a boy. I hope that makes sense. You know, I'm not just shooting shit out my ass. This is what I've always known to be true. But I just had a hard time explaining it because there was so much discourse about what being trans is and who trans people should be and all these restrictive guidelines of trans men have to transition to this and that and that. If you're going to be transgender, you don't have to have surgeries. You don't have to change anything about your body. Being trans is not hating your body, it's elevating beyond what the concept is of gender. Because gender is literally what you feel. It's your identity. It's not his, hers, or theirs. It's yours and yours alone. And no matter what people put on you, babe, just ignore them niggas. Ignore them. Literally. Fuck them. Whatever it is, like, it doesn't matter. You're allowed to be comfortable within yourself. You should always feel comfortable within yourself, and people should respect you how you want to be respected. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. And one of the things I never understood is how people would straight up assume that because somebody is trans, they hate their body. I'm not gonna say that I never hated my body, but the only reason I hated my body was because it was always an object that men and boys would look at. And I've not only had trauma with men and boys, I've had trauma with women as well. And yes, it goes to both ends. I was the object. I was used as the object. And that's not good. That's not good. So given that, like, I don't necessarily think that my trauma changed my perception of what I knew what was my gender. I've always known it. I was always like, I'm not a girl. I'm not. I'm just like, they want me to be, but I'm just like, I'm just a silly guy. I'm just here, bro. I'm just living. But apparently it's too much for me to live because I'm going against the norms. Ooh, spooky. Oh, okay. So scary. It's so scary, you know? Be for real. And honestly, it's like, the only reason I was so scared is because of, yes, trans people are targeted simply because they're trans. It doesn't matter if the area that they're in is safe or not. They're targeted because they're a minority. And y'all have to realize minorities, however they exist, they will always be a target. Oh, I'm ready to shut down. I'm so fucking ready. But, you know, a lot of people will go through those periods where they just need to be around the right company in the right safety hood. Oh, what was that movie? It was when those men were acting as those trans women who ran a house together, and the women, they were protecting this other woman who had an abusive person at that, who was with an abusive partner. I can't fucking remember. It's a really old movie. Like, I only watched it a couple of times when I was younger, but not even a couple of times. I don't think I watched it at all, but I've seen clips of it. And the only reason I wasn't allowed to watch it is because, you know, go figure, my family wasn't fucking with it. Which is like, boo. Boo, you whore. You know what I mean? Like, sucks to be you. Why are you so upset at a woman being a woman? You said a woman is based on her uterus. What if she gets them taken out? You say a woman is based on her ability to give birth. You know women go through menopause, right? That's good. That's good. So I actually don't know where my little unicorn deck is. Like, it literally fucking disappeared out of nowhere. I think I know where I put it, but I'm just not sure. Fuck, I threw that away. God damn it. Should have kept the little fork. But, what was I talking about? Yeah, this movie about the trans women. They were fucking awesome. They were badass. Like, when you realize that you yourself as a cis person can embody all types of things, not just femininity, not just masculinity, as long as you are allowing yourself to be in these spaces and allowing yourself to enjoy being in these spaces, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can literally, whatever the fuck you want. We all gonna die anyway. You might as well just start. And that is a morbid way to think. So, literally, we all gonna die anyway. You might as well enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy your life. And it's funny because, oh, there was this question on there's a question on Instagram, by Thomas Luku, and the self talker is his Instagram with you know the little bottom brackets that be underscores. That's what it's called. But anyway, he had posted a question on there about he spoke and he was talking about um, if you had let me mind get right. He was talking about life and how if you had to live with no fear, or if you couldn't even, because even now when we think about life, we only have literally a multitude of chances to get it right. But think about it if you didn't have chances at all. That was his example. Think about if you didn't have chances at all and you just had to go for it. Would you do it? Would you be able to live life without fear? And I was like, you know what? That's a good question, but I don't know. I have to circle back to that. But now I think I got an answer because even though it's scary, like it's really fucking scary to actually. It's not that death is scary. It's just the fact that I'm more afraid. I'm more afraid of life than death, and that's because with life, you have to actually go out. You have to actually interact. But the interactions I had when I was growing up, they made me feel unsafe. So I thought, I'm going to be unsafe with everyone. That's not the case. And when I think about it, going through my life, it's not the fact that I was feeling unsafe. It was the fact that I was just around unsafe people. But I have been around safe people as well. So it's just, life is going to have its ups and downs. People are going to be shitty. People are going to be cool. People are just going to be people. At the end of the day, the issues that we have within ourselves is something that we have to figure out. So, how the fuck are we going to figure it out? You know what I mean? And right now it's a tarot section, so I'm just finishing these last two stakes, and we gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Let's see what we have to get done. Let's see what's going on here. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Ooh. Okay. So, okay, Seven of Cups. Step back from everything to gain perspective. And in reverse is the Nine of Wands. And I just got this deck not even that long ago. It was around the time I got this shirt. I love this shirt, by the way. Like, okay. Going back to my own baby shower. I'm the baby shower. That sounds so wrong on so many levels. I'm having a new baby shower, and it's just me. I'm the baby. I'm having my shower. Anyway. On the back of the deck, you have the Sun in reverse. Okay. At the top of the deck, you have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. You know what? Given the perception, I think that a lot of things that has to do with this is your love for life. How you're enjoying life. How are you loving it? Are you looking at all your choices? Right. And for me, it's just like when you, because I've had this conversation with my friend before. He was like, he first started off, he was like, hey, what's up? I was like, nah, I'm good. I just got off of work, chilling and stuff. But he was like, man, I'm not feeling that good. He was like, I'm bitchless. And I was like, Oh, for real though? You bitchless? But it was so funny. It was so funny. You know? Because it's like, really? Is that serious? Is that serious? But you know, it is that serious. When you put so much of your life into loving other people and not enough into yourself, you're gonna feel like that cup has been depleted. It's been empty. That shit been off the fucking wall. It done left. You don't even have the cup anymore. But when you realize you have so many options within yourself at that, and you're choosing to do better with yourself, babe, you have so many possibilities. You just have to look. You have to look at from where you started to where you're at now to where you're going. Damn, it's a lot of spices building up right here. Fuck. Getting all in my throat. Oh my god, that is so good. Anyway, you have to look at where you're at, to where you're going, but more importantly, where you're at right now. You have made so much progress. You have done so much. And you need to honor that in yourself. Honor yourself. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you feel like you're pouring into people and you're getting nothing back, if you feel like you're trying to have these mutual connections, if you're chasing somebody else, you got yourself in this chasing energy in something else, you need to take a step back and realize, hey, this ain't for me. It's not for me. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, doing something else, focusing on self. And now, with this Nine of Cups, especially because it's in reverse, it's like, I know there's a lot of issues when it comes to baggage. And I don't necessarily think that we should be calling it baggage. It should be experiences, especially when it's like those experiences I have. Excuse me. Those experiences I have, they definitely did something with me. They definitely made me realize that X, Y, and Z is not okay. Because if I had not gone through those experiences, I would have thought a multitude of things that were happening to me were okay. When in reality, if you're feeling pressured, if you're feeling pushed into something that you shouldn't do, if you're realizing that you're pushing somebody else to do something they don't, or that they wouldn't do, or like, you know, get into this mentality that everything has an expectation and you're expecting more out of other people the way that you expect things out of yourself, you need to realize, first of all, they're not you. Second of all, if you're putting those expectations on yourself, you got to make sure you're going through them. You're seeing them for what they are. You got to make sure you're seeing those people for what they are. Oh, this lid won't fit. This is the wrong damn thing. Fuck. It's on the box that fits it. But that's a good example right there. If the lid ain't fitting, why the fuck is you still on it? You know what I mean? Like, if it's not fitting, why are you still on it? Find a new container, you know? Find something else. Like, it's okay to start over and to do something different. It's okay to move past it. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Even then, with the sun, it's like, you gotta realize there is so much joy that is coming into your life, and you have to be open to it. You can't just be like, oh, something is gonna go wrong. You're expecting the worst. You're just like catastrophizing the whole situation. I do that. I overthink a lot. I'm a chronic overthinker, and I think after I'm realizing that I have to listen to music in order to be in this steady go mode, music is the key for me. That is one of my keys. I love music to death. Like, I could literally listen to the same song over and be like, popping my shit. I'ma pop it. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you have those things, those anchors that help you out, Don't shy away from them. You know what I mean? You gaining your independence. You have to let yourself gain that independence within yourself. You have to be like, okay, well, I'm doing a little some. I'm trying. It's okay. I'm trying. It's okay. Allow yourself to grow. You have to give yourself room to grow, baby. You got to give yourself room. And oh, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. Okay, you know. And Five of Wands. So this is definitely an internal battle within yourself, within your mind. Your mind, body, and spirit are not aligning. And that is something that I have been working towards with myself. Like, my spirit would be wanting to be, my spirit would be thinking all the way towards the future. But my mind is focused on the present. And my body is still in the, well, no, my body is in the present. My mind is focused on the past. And it's also catastrophizing the future as well as the present itself. So my mind is jumping from everywhere because I'm not steady right here where I need to be. And how do you get to those places within yourself? You have to let yourself take those moments and be like, okay, I'm feeling myself get out of hand. So what can I do to bring myself back into my body? Breathing helps. As much as I hate to admit it, it does help. I don't hate to admit it. It's just that, it's just like, it gets frustrating. It really does get frustrating because it's like that really long sigh and breath that you have, and you're just like, you're dreading it, but you know that it will make you feel better in the long run. It'll help you feel better in the long run. Not make you, it'll help you feel better in the long run. So, I'm gonna get one more. And then, after this, I'm gonna end the live because I gotta eat. I just want to do a taste of live, but I'm gonna finish this off on my own. Okay, one more. Okay, that one just flipped the fuck out. The Lover's Gap. At first it was in reverse, right? But then that motherfucker flipped out like this, and I was like, okay, turn it around. It's upright. So celebrate the love in your life. You gotta celebrate the love that you bring with you and the love that you get from other people. You have to, because there's no other choice other than to bring love into your life. The world. It was in reverse, but the world. Like, oh, it was a song that, what is this? Jesus is the only way. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Anyway. So, I'm not gonna say nothing disrespectful to Jesus. Because Jesus ain't do nothing. It's you, bitch. It's you. Get the fuck off my life. I'm sorry. But get the fuck off my life. Like, babe, whatever it is, Jesus is not the only way. You have so many other fucking religions that respect a higher being. But you want to be like, Jesus is the only way. Suck my dick. Anyway, with the world, you have so much that you bring with you. And it's okay. It's okay. You have to be okay with receiving love and getting love. That love within yourself is going to be brought with so much more energy. That's why this world runs on love as well as run on hate. It's a boy! It's a boy. Can you read? Can you read? Can you read? Anyway, babes, you have so much that you will be getting back with the love that you have, and I'm sorry. Something just crossed my mind, but I'm sorry. This. Hey, props to you because you funny as fuck, bro. You funny as fuck, but you they them legion. Yes, I'm part of the mafia. What are you gonna do about it? Oh no, they have different pronouns. Bitch, please. Anyway, I'm thinking of this song that White Feather Tarot had said in her readings. It was, I don't know who she said it was by, and I never listened to it, but she made it so it was just like it was a really good song. But I really wish I knew who it was by, because I'm not even sure if she knew who it was by, but I know she's heard it because she listens to it. But it was like this song that said, "She has the whole world in her hands, the whole wide world in her hands," something like that. But you know, I feel like with you, you are a wonderful person. Don't let nobody trick you into thinking that you don't have options, that you aren't that bitch. What Megan said, these hoes ain't mad at Megan, they mad at Megan's Law. I know what Megan's Law is, but it's just like, they not mad at you. They mad because you doing something. I know he does. He loves trans people. He loves whores. He loves us. He loves everyone because that's what Jesus represents. And I'm going to say this as a Christian. I'm not a Christian, but I was raised as a Christian. I know about Christianity. He loves everyone. It's not excluding other people because they have a different set of beliefs than him. He's not excluding other people. That's why he died for all our sins. Jesus loves everyone. That's the whole basis. So for you to come in my live and say that I need to get better, that something is wrong with me, babe, who the fuck are you to preach about Jesus? Get your shit together. Thank you. Anyway, like, you are worthy. You are a beautiful person. And you need to say this to yourself, not only as like, oh, I know that I am, but you know, actually embody that shit. Like, put a little to it. You know what I mean? Put a little to it. So, okay. I'm not gonna read that, but okay. So regarding this, you need to take action with yourself. And this action is accepting parts of yourself that you deemed as unacceptable. Oh, you have the star. All your dreams are coming true. I don't know, for some reason I was just split with the decks today. But it's because I'm not using any other deck. Like, I'm just using this. But like, y'all are wonderful people. You have to allow yourself time to build this out, to not only merge with this version of you, but to shed this older version of you. You have to allow yourself time to build within this. Oh my God, I'm hungry as fuck. So, you know, I'm gonna end the live. Thank y'all so much for watching, and thank you for tuning in. Like, I'll do more lives, but you know, my mental is like sporadic as fuck. But you know, I'm very sporadic, so I can't just like stay on one thing. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But you know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Keep it juicy in the koozie, and peace the fuck out.